Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ellington High School. It is such a pleasure to have you here today. You guys know it's probably been about 2 years since we've been able to do something like this, so it's really exciting to see everyone here, to see such a great turnout. I'm Brandon Huberns, one of your assistant principals. I'll be emceeing for today, and I'm really looking forward to you guys just hearing a little bit more from our teachers, our counselors about some of the courses here, the departments, and then just so you know, at the end of today's presentation, we will have you guys go out there. The teachers and counselors will be sitting at the table, so you guys can really just spend a couple of minutes talking to them, asking specific questions so that we can make sure for Wednesday and Thursday, when students start their course selection, we're as prepared as possible. So once again, thank you guys so much for being here, and we're gonna jump right into it. Mr. Guidry is our principal. Mr. Mark Richards is our other assistant principal. He will be working primarily with 10th and 11th graders. I will be the principal that you all will spend the most time with. I'll be working with freshmen and seniors. So raise your hand if you know that you, me, and your kid are gonna be in the office all the time. It's okay. So I say that for 2 reasons. One, when your students came here to meet with us when they had their 8th grade visit, you know, we joked around, we talked a little bit about us getting to know each other, but when they come to the high school, there's a couple of things that we really focus on. We focus on our students really becoming visions of our graduate. We want them to understand what it means to really be prepared for the next level. So we take seriously our freshmen acclimating themselves from middle school to high school. We help them to kind of transition into that. And a big part of that is going to be when they do for the first time come into my office for some kind of disciplinary action, we're going to talk first. We're going to get to know each other a little bit so we can process through what happened, how do we do it differently, and what solutions and interventions can they use so the next time they come to my office, we can speed past the excuses and just give consequences. But one of the things that we really do pride ourselves on in such a large school with 3 administrators, we really do focus on working together as a team. Any decisions that we're making, we typically make sure we're running them by each other so that everything works as equitable as possible for all of our students. We pride ourselves on being able to make sure that we're talking with parents when we have concerns, and that we do give our students the agency to learn how to advocate for themselves and speak up so that when we do have conflict, we can address it in an appropriate way. So I do look forward to those opportunities. Just know now when I call, I am not gonna take it personally if you sigh or need that moment to pause because you're hearing from me. I'm used to it. And every once in a while, you may get a call just to say hi because I'm talking to you too much about discipline. So try to balance it out a little bit. So the transition timeline. So we've already had our 8th graders visit the school. You guys are here tonight, and we know that on the 16th and 17th, we're gonna focus in on you. Our counselors are gonna come over to the middle school, meet with your students individually to talk about building their courses for 9th grade. Link Crew is going to be our team that really focuses on integrating our 8th graders into high school, so they're going to focus on building those relationships with them, doing the school tours, making sure that when they meet an advisory, it's something that we get them more prepared for what high school looks like. So they'll have the entire year of a team working with them so they can get as prepared as possible for what that transition from 8th to 9th looks like. We'll do our freshman class meeting at the beginning of the year, so that's when they'll meet all of the administrators. We'll talk through our handbook, rules and regulations, just to make sure we all kind of start off on the same playing field. And we'll also discuss more about what our advisory classes are going to look like, which are held every Tuesday. And we have different schedules for that are built in throughout the year. So we make sure to give our students opportunities, one, to build relationships with our teacher. Their advisor is a space where we look for them to kind of have a smaller group, to get to know each other, to have that immediate teacher that they can just kind of not have to deal with from an academic point of view, but more from a personal and relational point of view. And our students will meet with guidance counselors a minimum of 3 times a year. Our guidance counselors are awesome. They do a great job of building those relationships with kids and getting to know what their needs are, both academically and socially. They help us as administrators to kind of process through where our kids are and what helps we can provide to them. So we're gonna go ahead and introduce them. Oh, can't start without security. So I'm gonna ask Officer Barth, can you wave your hand? Officer Barth is one of our SROs. We also have Officer Keeney and Michelle Landry, who is our school security, who's here every day. So you'll often see Officer Barth and Officer Keeney rotating throughout the school day, and you'll see Miss Landry here every day. She has an amazing relationship with all of our kids. She's usually our first line of defense in the hallways to kind of give kids multiple opportunities to kind of get stuff right before they have to come talk to us. But she does a great job of just kind of really making sure there's that rapport in the building with law enforcement and our students to make sure that they have a relationship that's one that's beneficial to them in terms of making sure anytime we have concerns, they know they can talk to her and get support. Our counselors, I'm going to ask them to stand as I introduce them. For letters A through B, we have Mrs. Markowski. For letters C through H, Mrs. O'Brien.
Mrs. O'Brien apologizes. She had conflict this evening and she's not with us, but she sends her hellos.
For I through letters PA, Mrs. Howarth.
Good evening.
And for letters PE through Z, Mrs. Marshall. All right, we're going to jump right into it. Ms. Markowski.
So that's us school counselors. Welcome. I don't think I need the mic. Can you hear me? Excellent. So if you're going to ask me to use it, but just 1 minute. If you're wondering why our stage looks like this, I'm going to give a plug before we get into it. It's not that we're housing lumber from Kelly Fredette or anything, but our drama program, which is called the Opening Nights Players, is putting on High School Musical, and behind me is the beginning of their set. So if anyone's interested in coming out, I don't have the exact dates, I probably should, I apologize, I don't, but it's in May. So keep an eye out, come out and check out the Opening Nights Players. So with that said, I will go to the mic to make Mr. Huberns happy.
Thank you.
He is the boss, but hello, I'm a little short. Okay, I think it's gonna stay. So, I am the Director of School Counseling here at Ellington High School. I have been here in this building for 22 years, and each time I see the new 8th graders coming in, it is so exciting. They look so young when they first come in, and then when they leave us in 4 years, they're like these big kids. So it's truly, truly exciting. What's behind me is talking a little bit about our services. And I don't need to read it, but what I will tell you is that we're very fortunate here at the high school that we have 4 school counselors and we have 2 social workers. So we try to service all of our students. Not only do we want them, obviously, to excel academically, but we want them to be the best selves that they can be. So we want to take care of any social emotional needs that they may have. We're here to support them in any way, and we're also here to support you as well. Any of you first-time high school parents, raise your hand. Wow. That's interesting, because as I'm looking through the audience, I'm looking for familiar faces and I don't see any, so I look forward to meeting all of you. So please know school counselors are here for you and your child. And as Mr. Huberns said, we will be meeting with your children officially 3 times throughout the school year. But all of our doors are open at any time, and you certainly can send us an email at any time. So I welcome you. On the table in the foyer, all of our departments have a little something going on. Ours is kind of boring. What you're going to find on our table is a goldenrod sheet of paper that lists your child's graduation requirements. Kind of important, right? And then the other sheet is listing all the courses that are available to your 8th grader, who will soon be our 9th grader. And as Mr. Huberns said, we're going to the middle school on Wednesday of this week. We're going to get a chance to sit actually face-to-face with your child and have a conversation with them and have them start to pick their classes for next year. So I welcome you to Ellington High School, and I'll turn it over to Mrs. Howard.
All right, I'm just going to speak a little bit about various supports that are here at the high school. So we do have academic supports. We have reading, writing, math support. We also have kind of two levels of what I would call organizational support. One is a structured study hall. It's a smaller study hall available to students. They're able to, the teachers will check in with them on assignments, making sure that they're following through. Encourage them, and the teacher will check their grades, see how things are going, reach out to teachers if needed. Organizational support is also available for students who may have an IEP, and that is serviced by a special education teacher. In addition, there's the credits for support classes are considered elective credit, but they do help each year. It's usually, if you see a support class on their schedule when they come home this Wednesday, Thursday, it's probably a recommendation from their 8th grade teachers. If they enter high school and you're concerned about them academically, emotionally, please don't hesitate to reach out to the school counselor. If it's an academic class, feel free to reach out to that teacher, as well as myself or my colleagues as school counselors, just so we can all be on the same page and support the student in the best way that we can. In addition, we have some additional programming which happens within our school. We have the Program for Alternative Learning and our SAFE program. So these are specialized supports that are available to students, again, who have IEPs. And typically our SAFE program, just so you get an idea, usually services students with high levels of anxiety and concerns around emotional needs. We also have some other related services, including speech and language, occupational therapy, physical therapy. So we resource with those specialists as well. And as Mrs. Markowski said, we also have 2 school psychologists on board who are available as well. So we do have a lot of support for our small school, so please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns, whether it's academic or social emotional. Thank you. I'm going to pass it over to Mrs. Marshall.
Okay, so I'm going to cover some of the technical things that counselors do, which here you'll see our graduation requirements for your 8th graders. These two tend to shift based on state requirements and what we find students need to be successful in the world. So coming into 9th grade, your students will need 3 credits of math and science, plus an additional 3 credits of math, science, or technology. So we're very heavy on that aspect of their education. We have noticed that students need these skills to be successful in the world, so we have built their graduation requirements around that. In the humanities department, students will need 4 credits, which is essentially 4 years of English, 1.5 credits of social studies, 1 credit of a fine art, 1 credit of a world language. Although if your student is college bound, we do recommend and encourage them to continue on with their world language beyond 1 credit. And then an additional credit, additional humanities credits of 2.5. Beyond that, in our health and wellness, students are required to take health and physical education each year that they're with us, so they'll get a 1/4 credit each year. This gives them access to a wide variety of activities that they will use beyond high school. And in the last cluster, the college and career readiness is personal finance is now a requirement for this graduating class. So we will work as school counselors closely with your students towards meeting these graduation requirements. We don't expect you to remember them. As Mrs. Markowski said, we do have a flyer outlining these credit requirements. So we will be reviewing them each year with your students individually, and as we schedule with them, we will be making sure that they're hitting these targets along the way. Students do need 25 credits to graduate, 1 of which is a portfolio credit. They will be working within their advisory groupings, their meetings once a week with that teacher. They have an advisory teacher that's the same for all 4 years who will be working on their portfolio with them, making sure that they're developing that to meet that graduation requirement. And I think that is it. One thing I want to mention is that we are coming out to do the course selection with your students. You guys will have an opportunity to see the courses that they've selected. If you have changes or questions or any of that, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. It's a work in progress. Many students shift and change as they talk to their friends, as they talk to their parents. So, not to worry if you want to make changes after Wednesday. That's we get them in their required courses and sometimes they change their minds. So, don't hesitate to reach out to your student's school counselor. All right.
I have just one, I know this is a surprise, but I have one piece that I forgot to mention. And don't listen, teachers. If I could leave you with one thing, please encourage your child to get involved in some kind of activity here at the high school. We're going to do all we need to do in the academic area. Our teachers are outstanding. But I want your child to be connected to some kind of a group, whether it's an athletic group, whether it's OKP, whether it's an after-school club, whether it's peer mentors, anything. Just stress to them how important it is for them to have some other connection to our building aside from academics. Thanks. I don't know who's next.
I think Art.
Hold on. Whoops.
It's okay, it's all set.
Thought I missed.
Oh. Do something. Hopefully not mess it
Sorry
up. There we go. That's okay.
Okay. So we have like a dozen art classes. My name's Miss Lance. I'm one of the 2 art teachers here. Lots of art classes to offer. So I wrote a script so that I don't get too carried away explaining every single one of them because it would, take too long. So I'll also be out front with a copy of this flow chart. Okay, so I'm gonna stick to the script so that I don't go too long. Art Foundations can you hear me okay like that? Okay. Art Foundations is a great place to start. This is an exciting course that will introduce your 9th grader to a wide range of art ideas, styles, and personal expression by exploring a variety of 2-dimensional media and techniques by navigating the artistic process, just like in middle school. But a little deeper. Intermediate courses provide a deeper investigation of 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional art, such as drawing, painting, sculpture, and more. Freshmen are also welcome to take jewelry making and ceramics if they're interested in 3-dimensional art. Any upperclassmen with a passion for creativity is welcome to join the pre-AP portfolio class in preparation for the AP Studio Art, and you can visit the table for more information out front.
I'll go. Oh, he's over here? Oh, there it goes. Cool. Oh, too far. Cool. Hello, I'm Tim Bifold. So I'm one of the 3 business teachers here at Ellington High School. So a little bit about the business department. First off, as you guys talked about before, is that personal finance is now a requirement for all incoming freshmen. Personally, it's one of my favorite classes to teach. All your children will learn about budgeting. They'll learn about the stock market. We do the stock market game. We do credit cards, about getting into debt or the problems getting into debt, all that sort of fun stuff. As freshmen, there are 2 courses they can take through the business department. The first one is Computer Applications 1, where they work with Microsoft products such as Word and Publisher, and they do a little bit of typing as well. And then there's also Agribusiness for the Entrepreneur, where they actually create a business plan for that as well. And to sort of piggyback on what Guy said too about joining clubs, one of the clubs we have for business is FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. And in that, they do, we have an alumni panel. We have local businesses that come in once a year to present to the kids. And then also in the spring, there is a spring conference where they have a competition against other kids throughout the state as well. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Brandon Higley-Blair, and I'm one of the technology and engineering teachers here in the school. I am not a student, contrary to what you might believe. We offer a wide variety of engineering courses here at the high school. computer science as well. We offer 2 AP level computer science classes, as well as various others, including web and app design and a bunch of other lower level computer science courses. Engineering, we offer an aerospace engineering class, as well as a couple other engineering related courses, including engineering design in our CAD program. We have 2 levels of that, and then we also have our robotics program, and then a lot more of the traditional tech ed courses that you might see, including our construction and manufacturing program. So we offer a wide variety of classes, not just limited to 1 or 2 things, and then I'm even leaving out the video production. So there's a lot of different opportunities in our department for your incoming students, and we look forward to seeing them down there.
Oh, you gotta, oh, there we go. Okay, hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm tall and loud, and this mic might be awkward for me. So I'm Mr. Farish. I am an English teacher at the high school. So to tell you a little bit about our course offerings, 9th and 10th grade, they're gonna take English 1 and English 2, which are kind of, your boilerplate survey courses. They have a choice between college prep and honors, but other than that, they're gonna take English 1, then they're gonna take English 2. Once you get past that, then junior and senior year, they actually have a lot of choice. So junior and senior year, they'll have some options where they can take courses either through AP or UConn ECE and earn college credit. So they could take AP literature, they can take AP language, they can take UConn ECE American Studies, and they can take UConn ECE Women in Literature, which I teach. Also, they'll have lots of opportunities to earn college credits. They could earn 2 college credits in English if they choose. If they don't take that route, the other thing that they can do for their junior and senior English credits is we offer a variety of half-credit courses, such as utopian and dystopian literature, heroes and monsters. There's a creative writing, there's a poetry class, we have a whole bunch of them. They kind of change a little from year to year. So any 2 of those would equal 1 English credit. You take 2 of those to get your junior credit, 2 of those to get your senior credit. So there's lots of different ways that they can get credit, and those courses can also, you can do CP or honors. So they have lots of options to get their credits, and I think we offer a lot of fun things. So if you have any questions, you can let me know later. Thank you very much.
Here we go. Good afternoon. My name is Dave Hellman, and yes, I am a chef. So I represent the Ellington Consumer Sciences tonight. This is a 3-pathway program. We have a pathway in fashion design, a pathway in early childhood education, and a pathway in the culinary arts. So as you can see, your child who comes up for a freshman year has an option to get into all 3 pathways. They can take fashion design, they can take child growth and development, which is a full 1-year course, or they could take culinary arts 1. And then they have an opportunity when they hit their sophomore, junior, and senior year to take other courses that would be involved in those 3 pathways, such as early childhood education in their junior year, where they're working in the Little Big Kids program, which is an experiential learning center here at the school, working with 3- and 5-year-olds across the town of Ellington. They can get into baking and pastry arts as a sophomore, or take classic culinary cuisine or culinary road warriors. And we do have a new course that students are signing up for this year. It's an upper level baking course called Artisanal Baking and Confections, where I think right now their final exam might be having to make a wedding cake. So we'll see what happens there. But I do have a table out there, so feel free to ask any questions and to kind of go along with what Suzanne had said. Also, I am the faculty advisor to student council. And if your students are like to get involved in the social activities of school and different activities for the students, then they have an opportunity to be part of student council. So I look forward to talking with you and to seeing your children in the fall. Thank you very much.
Here we are. I'm Lisa Kelly. I am health and PE, one of 4 of us that are teaching. All students have to take 4 years, or health, all 4 years, and PE, all 4 years. Each year is a quarter. 9th and 10th grade, like many other classes, you have no choice, but you take 9 and 10, health and PE. And then there's some choices in PE come junior and senior year. They can choose from yoga, self-defense, fitness, all sorts of different things. Okay.
Hi, I'm Allison Huey, and today is March 14th, so as the representative of the math department, I have to say Happy Pi Day. Just a quick joke. Why do all of the other numbers avoid talking to pi? Why? Because it just goes on and on and on and on. Sorry, I promise I won't. So all freshmen are going to take Algebra 1 at the high school. Everybody does. Following that, there's some options. Some of your students may be taking geometry currently right now in the middle school. There's also the option to double up and take geometry when you get into 9th grade or above. But essentially, Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2 are the 3 that you have to take. Once you get into the upper levels, there are a few more choices all the way up to our AP and ECE classes, which include calculus and statistics. So if you have any questions about those, we'll be at the table answering them. We also have a math club for any students who are really interested in kind of diving deeper into those math topics and they're just curious about other things that they won't learn in class. So they're welcome to sign up for that when they get to the school. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Mr. Diamond. I'm one of 2 music teachers here at the high school. I'm the choral director, and Mr. DeLassis is the instrumental director. And this is everything that we do in the music department. It's some pretty cool pictures as well. So we have a bunch of ensembles, which you can see in that column right there. And the 2 with the stars on them actually meet at night, which is nice for some students who take a lot of classes during the day and can't fit one of those groups into their schedule. They can actually do those at night. And then the other courses we offer, which are non-ensembles, are a ton of different courses that you can take. They also include AP Music Theory, which is a college, you get college credit for it, as well as ECE Music Appreciation. So those are our heavy hitters. But lots and lots of options in the music department. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, you know what I meant to tell you before I even talked about music classes? I just wanted to tell you, I'm really excited for you guys because I, as a parent, have a senior and a sophomore here. And I remember coming to this night when my daughter was going to be a 9th grader and being pretty excited about the high school, and it's awesome here. Your kids are going to absolutely love it. That's the first thing I meant to say. But I'm also a music teacher, and these are the things I do here. So back to this stuff. The only other thing I was going to say is music department does there's a lot of opportunities outside of the school day in the music department. So our students who are in the ensembles have opportunities to audition for things like the Connecticut Music Educators, like regional festivals and all-state festivals. Some students do that in middle school as well. There's also a New England Music Festival that we're actually taking 10 kids to this week on Thursday and Friday. And we actually do trips. So next year is actually one of our big trip years. We're actually going to Disney next year. And that only happens every 4 years. So if your kids want to go to Disney, they just need to be in one of these ensembles, not steel drum band, but the rest of them are actually going to Disney. So nice opportunities for your students, and music's awesome. All the electives are awesome. I think like Ms. Markowski was saying, I think it's great for your students to get involved in something besides the academic classes, which are awesome. It's nice to find other things to do here, things they like or things they want to explore, and all the electives and all the clubs and all the sports, yeah, you name it, all those extra things, they're just great. So I'm excited for you. So excited to, have your kids in our classes and all that stuff. So thank you.
All right. Oh, there's the microphone. How's everyone doing tonight? All right. Excellent. My name is Justin B. Cormier. I teach science here at the high school, and your incoming freshmen are all going to take a freshman science course, and the name of that one is, sorry, we changed the name a couple times.
Physical science.
Physical science, there we go. Sorry, there used to be an I in front of it. Introductory Physical Science. This course is designed as an overview of chemistry and physics with a focus on showing students where science exists in their everyday lives. We want them to be investigators and problem solvers so that as they move on through science in their sophomore year, most of them will take biology. When they get to their junior year, half credit in earth and space science. A fair number of the juniors move on to a course I teach, which is UConn ECE Physics. We also have a grade level physics course. There are astronomy courses. There's chemistry, there's advanced placement chemistry, there's advanced placement biology, so that as they go through their science career, they get to see how science interacts with their lives, and when they want to go deeper into it, we start to take a lot of the math they've learned in their algebra courses and show them where the math lives and an application of what they can use it for as they go through science. And I think that's about it. I think my job's one of the best in the schools because I get to play with toys all day and then like explain how they work for the students. And I really look forward to your incoming freshmen next year. This is the first year I've had a freshman course in quite some time, and it's really been exciting and an enjoyable experience. So looking forward to that. Yeah.
I was very stressed out to find that arrow. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lindsay McGinn. I'm the instructional leader for the Social Studies Department, and I'm here today representing my department to give you a little heads up of what your ninth grader can anticipate next year. So we are 8 teachers strong, and we offer 16 plus courses throughout the 4 years that your child will be present in the building. And as a former graduate with additionally 5 graduates who currently teach in the building, I can also attest to what Richie Diamond articulated earlier in that Ellington High School is awesome. And Mr. Cormier, you got me so excited about the diversity of classes that this building offers in each and every department, and social studies is just as diverse. The ninth grade experience that we ask that your freshmen experience together is the Modern World History course, which gets its roots at the beginning of the 20th century. After they pass through that ninth grade common experience, the world is kind of their oyster. They have at least 5 plus courses that they can earn college credit throughout the remaining 3 years that they experience social studies if they choose. U.S. history in the form of APUSH or American ECE Studies, or the traditional college or honors U.S. history class, is a requirement to graduate, in addition to a government class, which can be taken as a 0.5 credit in the civics, or they can take a year long of the AP class additionally. For me, the love of social studies really begins in the junior year because, let's face it, not everybody is a history lover, and we really earn our social studies name once the students enter their junior year and they have access to a plethora of AP and traditional courses that focus on contemporary issues, microeconomics, traditional economics, psychology, sociology, and then they can get into the specialties of history as well, if that is their passion, like European history, or they can go on to take, oh my gosh, the sky's the limit, really. So I do want to remind you that our guidance department is wonderful when it comes to students having classes. When we visit our classrooms and we talk to incoming freshmen, and additionally when we talk to students who are going to start planning for the next year, I do tell them, if you don't remember anything that's coming out of my mouth, we have a wonderful guidance department staff that can take all those questions and help you process all of that along the way. So thank you, ladies. We look forward to seeing your incoming freshmen. Have a good night.
All
All right, good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Patton. I'm representing the World Language Department tonight. I see some familiar faces in the audience. I also teach French at the middle school, 7th and 8th grade. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what you could expect next year. So in our department, we have a lot of different classes for our students to choose from. So we're super excited about those offerings and the things that the students can do. So if your student took French or Spanish at the middle school last year, we have a couple of different options you can do from there. So if you're continuing, you would take Spanish 2 or French 2 entering into the high school. You wouldn't have to do any more work with 1A or 1B. If your student wanted to start over with a different language, they would have to do 1A, 1B in the French and Spanish track. If we did Latin, Arabic, Portuguese, or sign, you would start completely over and you would start in the intro level class. And also Arabic is an honors credit if anyone is interested in that. We have a lot of other offerings for our students too outside of class. We have French Club, we have National French Honor Society, and we just started offering the Seal of Biliteracy, which we're super excited about. So you can take 4 years of the language, and then you take what's called the Apple exam. If you get intermediate high on the Apple exam, then you could get the Seal of Biliteracy on your high school diploma. So we're really excited we can offer that to our students. And we also have AP level courses in French, Spanish, and Latin. And we have domestic and international trips coming up in the future for our students as well. All right, well, I look forward to working with you guys in the future and your students as incoming freshmen. If you have any questions, you can catch me at the World Language table.
Okay, you ready for a quiz? Nobody. Everybody's shaking their head. So, you heard a lot of terminology tonight, right? You heard AP, ECE, honors, CP. You're probably wondering, what are they talking about? So, I'm going to clarify a few things. First, on our website, you'll be able to find our program of studies. Our program of studies will give you in detail every course that we offer here at the high school, and it will also give you a description of that course. Okay, so that hopefully will clarify what is Arabic all about? What is Algebra 1? Physical science, what were they talking about? Because we just gave you a lot of information, okay? So check out our website, check out our program of studies, and it will list, as I said, every course. Now, when we talk about honors and CP, what is that all about? So here at the high school, we level our courses. We have pretty much 3 levels. The first level we have is a college prep, hence the CP. Students can, with your guidance and their 8th grade teacher's guidance and their school counselors, can start to talk about and develop a plan for which level course they would like to take. So college prep is one rigor. The next level of rigor would be honors. It's one step higher, little more demands, little more rigor, little more expectations. So far we have college prep or CP, we have honors, but you've also heard tonight our teachers talking about ECE. ECE stands for Early College Experience, and we're fortunate enough to have those early college experience courses tied with the University of Connecticut. I have many teachers here at our building that have gone through training with UConn and can teach UConn courses, but right here in our building. So we're very fortunate for that. Your student can take an ECE class. We have, for example, ECE Physics. They can get 4 credits at the University of Connecticut in physics for a nominal price, probably like $100. You can't go to college and take a 4-credit course for $100. This is just not happening. Some of you may be thinking, well, what if my child's not going to UConn? Or, hello, my kid's going to be a freshman. I don't even know where they're going to college. That's okay. Because once they have a transcript from the University of Connecticut, they have it for life. and they can take it with them wherever they go. The other level that we have that's with the ECE level is AP. You've heard our teachers talk about AP courses. AP stands for Advanced Placement. How many of you remember taking the SATs when you were in high school? Oh, eyes are rolling, heads are going down. Well, the SATs are tied into College Board, yes? And College Board is governing the advanced placement courses. We have many, many, many advanced placement classes. Last year, Mrs. Howard, stop me if I'm wrong, I think we gave about 250 advanced placement exams to our students. Higher than 250? 350, right? So our students do very well with the advanced placement classes. In May, they would take an exam. If they score a particular score, it's scored on a scale from 1 to 5. Depending on where they go off to college, that particular university may accept that course as a credit. So lots of ways for your child to earn credit right here at the high school level for a nominal fee. So I hope that clears up the levels. Again, check out our program of studies online. And I will turn it over to Mr. Humans.
All right, so can we give our teachers a hand just for being here to give that today? Thank you guys so much. All right, so what's next? We know that you guys will be meeting, 8th grade will be meeting with our counselors on the 16th and 17th. We asked you guys to, go home, have conversations with your students. We gave them already a sample course selection sheet so they can kind of get familiar with it. And EHS counselors will be visiting for those signups this week. As our counselors said earlier, this is not set in stone. We want to try to have a head start and give you guys the best opportunity to make informed decisions. But if something needs to change, it's fine. We can talk through. We can, we have plenty of time to process that with you guys and your students. You don't have to be overwhelmed with making life decisions today. This is more for informational purposes to make sure we are as informed as possible. But we have the next 4 years to figure out every possible class your students are going to be taking so that we can set them up for success. So, when we head out after this, we're going to have an opportunity for you guys to talk directly with the teachers if you have more specific questions. But there's no test, even though Ms. Markowski tried to trick you. We will not be testing you guys. All right, so this slide here, our emails are a first initial, last name at ellingtonschools.net. Your counselors, as well as me, your immediate administrator, feel free to reach out as early as now if you need to. If there are things, administrators work through the summer, so if you feel like you would like to either schedule a meeting or just shoot an email to kind of get the process going on building relationships and get to know you and your kids, feel free to do that as well. We'll be available for that. And shameless plug, right before this meeting, I came from a dress code committee meeting, which is our students and teachers who have come together to be a part of the committee to really go review rigorously our current dress code so that they can impact the next couple of generations of EHS Knights in terms of how we can make that code as effective as possible. I'm telling you, because when you go out to those tables, you're going to see flyers that have an invitation for all of our EHS stakeholders to come out either virtually today, tomorrow, or in person here in the auditorium on Wednesday to speak to what are some of your concerns, what are some of the opinions and ideas you guys want to contribute. So as that team of teachers and students works together to build what the dress code could look like for incoming freshmen, you guys get a say in that as well. So we're definitely looking forward to you guys. If you go, you'll see a QR code on those flyers. You can take a picture of it and use that so that, again, you guys get an opportunity to be a part of that process as our students and teachers work through how we truly model the season's ability to practice solving our problems collectively. I'm going to ask at this time, all of our teachers and counselors go ahead and head out first so you can get set up at your tables.
so quiet.
All right, that concludes our presentation portion. At this time, you guys are free to go out and mingle and talk to the teachers. Thank you so much for coming.